Most people like to grow a butterfly bush where it gets really big and wild. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to shape it into a tree. Yep. That's what I want to talk to you about today here in Garden Grace, in the front of Garden Grace home. I want to walk you through how I am shaping it, pruning it, fertilizing it, and I'm going to be propagating it. So I'm so excited to show you this because the transformation in just a couple of months has already been remarkable. This little guy here, y'all, it started out as 5 inches tall and now it's 19 inches tall. And I'm just going to continue helping it to become this great tree that I know it can be, because that's what, that's the area here. It's going to look perfect in tree form. You know, I love the wild look of a butterfly bush and how it just drapes and has all the blooms and everything. Except y'all, up here in my landscaping in the front, as you can tell, it's more symmetrical. It's not that wild look that really a butterfly bush would probably be served better in a different area of my yard. But I wanted it right here in the very beginning, going up to my front door, because I think it's going to just be perfect here. And you're wondering, even though I have a volunteer sunflower plant, it won't come. I'm not planting something back there next year. And if you know me, I have a really hard time pulling stuff out that is a beautiful flower. So I let it stay as I am training my butterfly bush. And so you're probably wondering, well, why do you want it to be a tree? Well, it's going to open up that airflow and it's going to look really cool. And it's going to have that vertical interest that I think is going to be perfect right here by the front door. And I'll show you. And so there's the front door up there. That's an azalea bush. And that's some ferns. And I can't remember what that one's. It gets white flowers on it. And then that's a dwarf maple back there. So you're probably, and so I just didn't need something else big and flowing right here. I needed this beautiful tree, this butterfly tree that's going to create just a beautiful interest right here at the front door. Okay, come get cozy with me. I got my bench to sit on so I can show it to you easier. So how I'm training it, y'all, is I have one main stalk, one main stem that I have been training to go straight up. And then I take off, and I don't do it all at once. I take off 1 or 2 lower branches because you want this to, and I don't know, I hope you can see this. You want this stem to continue being free from any growth because you want that nutrients to be shot up to the top part of the plant. Now, one thing I do is, and I will be taking off a couple of them, and I'll show you that in a minute. However, one thing I also do is I remove the spent flowers because, again, you want it to be putting out nutrients to other parts. So I just cut those off, keep it tidy. I guess that's the term for this butterfly bush is, is tidy area. So I think this is going to be great. It is just, you know, used to, I would say, oh my gosh, if it takes that much effort where I'm going to have to be pruning and everything else, I don't know that I want to grow that plant. And I guess I've just hit that stage where I enjoy seeing the fruits of my labor as it is continuing to grow up. And as you can tell, isn't it pretty? Oh, I'm telling you, I've seen some butterflies out here, and it is going to continue creating. It's going to come up about, what's 3 feet? 3 feet. and have that canopy, that beautiful look that I am training it to do. How cool is that? That while I'm making the video for you, the butterfly comes to the butterfly bush. I love this. Perfectly showing you that it does attract butterflies. Okay, now let me tell you. So this bush has been working hard in the heat, just like I have, you have, my poor vegetables. And so what I want to do is help it to thrive better. And last night, I actually gave it a cup of my banana fertilizer, which if you have caught that, I'll put it in the description. You can actually get a printable that if you want to be able to make your own banana fertilizer. However, now this morning, because the sprinklers ran last night, so it got watered in well, I am going to add this plant tone, which is a good all-purpose, slow-release organic fertilizer that is going to help sustain it even more. And so I'm going to put 2 tablespoons around it, not close to the stem, about what's that, about 3 or 4 inches out away. And y'all, the other thing I'm going to do, this is my flex rake tool that I could not live without, because this cuts roots, this digs through the soil, you can move back your mulch. I'm telling you, this is a tool that I absolutely love. So I'm going to move the mulch back away before I put down my fertilizer. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to put the 2 tablespoons around. Yeah, there you go. Okay, and then I'm going to kind of gently work it into the soil, being very careful because I don't want to hurt any of the roots that are there. Obviously not. Whoops. And then I'm going to water that in with my watering can that I absolutely love as well. It's funny, these things that I still continue to use that I sold in my store, because that just tells you, oh my gosh, that must be good quality for it to have lasted all this time, because again, it's been 12 years since I closed my brick and mortar store. All right. And now we're just going to brush the mulch back, although I am not going to get it close to the stem because you don't want it on the stem. Around, yes. On it, no. So there. So today I'm going to be taking 2 cuttings off of the bottom, and it's going to be this one here and this one here. And I'm going to wet the end. I'm going to dip it in this Garden Safe Take Root rooting hormone. And then I'm going to be placing them in my green stalk seeding tray that has a dome cover for it. And I'm going to have it where that it can get, it'll be warm, but it's not going to be hot there because it's going to be on one of those heating mats, and I can control the temperature of that. And so then after that gets propagated, I'm going to be using half perlite and half of the seed starter soil, and have it just damp enough that when you squeeze it stays together, but it's not sopping wet. And then after that, I will be able to take the dome off, and once it gets rooted, and I'm going to have it under grow lights, 12 on, 12 off, to emulate the like it is outside. Why am I doing it inside, you're wondering? It's because it is so darn hot. I tried this with some lower cuttings, and I tried doing it outside. I could not care for it as well as it needs to be cared for in this horrible heat. So I've decided, okay, this is a perfect solution for being able to propagate. Now, if it was in the spring or in the fall when the temps were lower and nice, you can do this outside and propagate it while it is outside. However, for me, I'm always going to figure out a way to do it better, and it's better for me and for the plant. I've learned that butterfly bushes are incredibly forgiving. And if you start early enough with the training and the trimming and the snipping off the old blooms, it's going to provide for you this beautiful tree, this beautiful form that's going to attract butterflies, the pollinators to your garden, just to add that extra beauty and warmth that you want. If you've got a butterfly bush or any plant that you want to try something bold with, I say go for it. Just try it and just see what happens. Just take it, shape it, feed it, propagate it, get a new one from it. And that is what is so exciting to me, is again, all the possibilities from one plant that you can grow all on your own. So thank you for being here in Garden Grace with me in the front part of Garden Grace. And if you are new, please subscribe. I would love for you to be part of my Garden Grace family. And I would love for you to also follow along with me as I am going to propagate this. See what happens, what transpires from my efforts to get more butterfly bushes that I may just let stay as a butterfly bush instead of training it into a tree. So let me know in the comments if you've ever tried doing something like training a plant to be different than maybe what it was made for, or just even how your propagating experience have been. I would love to know. So again, thanks for being here with me in Garden Grace, and always remember, grow with grace.